Hey, welcome back. This time, it's gonna be a overview of the Grom. This thing, I actually enjoy, and anyone who likes decently armored TD should get this, in my opinion. As you can see, 260 AP pen, but however, it's one of those rare tanks that does not use not APCR, AP as its primary shell. As you can see right here, APCR. That is, 500 meters. That's important. This is a sniper tank, 230. Not terrible, but not great. Ricochet angle is 70. Has a large ass gun and 162. A 162 millimeter gun. Now, 1,600 meters per second. Now, if we compare it to like an actual good sniper, the DBV, that right there is 1,160. And this thing, when it fires, sounds like a bomb went off. That's the only way to describe it. And now we are gonna play it. But first, I'm gonna show you the stats. Important. 40 top speed, very good for a tier 8. 750 horsepower, pretty good. 17.71 horsepower to rate ratio, not bad. 20% chance to get sound fire, 1300, average. 245 is very good. Like that, very good's an understatement. 354 while moving, not bad, but it's still not terrible. View range is 365, not bad. Signal range is 761, good. Here's the specialty. Aiming, 2.3. That is very, very good. 720, 720 meters in the range, not bad, not bad. 700 damage, very good. 150% in the silver earn rate, not terrible, but still really good. This thing can make you a shit ton of money if you don't have any good Cold War tanks. Here's its specialty. Now, unlike certain Super TDs, let's go to the most popular one that you may know, the Badger. Well, that's a bad example since it's a tier 10. Here's the AT-15. Go to the armor, 254. Okay, not that bad. 228. Yeah, that's one of the few representations I can show you. But I do believe there's a better one, the XM57. Now you may know this from PC, of course. It originated from PC. 304 on a small dense area. Not bad, but really hard for you to get hit there. So the armor isn't fantastic. This thing has one upside to the XM, being it the damage, aim rate. The thing is not derpy. I've learned that the easy way. But however, this thing does like to miss easy shots. But however, it does hit those very weird shots that shouldn't even exist. I'm gonna see you when we get into a battle. Okay, never mind. Which would be right now. But do be careful when you are up against tier 10s. I'm going to show you two live battles in the Grom, of course. Since the tech tree for the Grom, the Beliska, is coming with its mechanic. However, the Grom does not have this mechanic for some reason. Meaning, you can play it how it should have been played, like a sniper. The way that the Beliska's mechanic works, closer you are, the more damage you do. Kind of like the BZYG. That is the entire mechanic. Closer you are, more damage you are. And vice versa. Farther you are, less damage you do. Capping out at 800 for the BZYG. Now that is very good. However, you do have to be within 100 meters of your enemy. Which may sound pretty far. Then you realize how far that actually is. Most scenarios, you're going to be within 350 meters of your enemy for tanks like the BZYG. So you probably do about 600 damage. Not bad, but still isn't 800. Now where we are going, the map is I don't know how to pronounce it, bridge. We are coming right over here to this bush, right or not. Now we just missed not too hard of a shell to miss on the LHMTV. However, this thing does have decent reload for 700 damage at tier 8, by the way, of 16 seconds for mine. I should have loaded an APCR, however the shell did derp to the left for some reason, so that shell would have been a fumble either way. Our best bet of hitting someone would be the slide over here. We missed. Not too bad. This isn't going to represent the average map. Not the average map, but the average game for the Grom. Since, of course, it is the first of the Polish tank destroyers. Yes, you heard that right. The Polish tank destroyers is coming. They were teased in the trailer for the new season with the BZYG. Now, of course, in Blitz, Warrior Tank Blitz and Warrior Tanks PC, they're fantastic tanks. Besides in Blitz, because he is so dominant, meaning it can't do much. However, in Warrior Tanks PC, they are particularly strong since the maps are very small. However, we did not get blasted with a small map, which is this thing's strong suit. However, this thing can still dominate tier 8s and tier 10s. It's actually based on a tier 10 itself, being the object 268. Not via anything, just the object 268. I will show you it after this match. Now, of course, it isn't going to be a tier 10, of course, even though it's based on a tier 10 and does better than most tier 10s. Since, as of right now, we are still bouncing quite a bit of shells. But of course, we weren't able to do much. That y'all really messed us up. Same with that OTTB. Now, of course, we weren't able to do much since there wasn't too many opportunities for us. Now I'm going to show you the Object 268, the tank that it is based on. It is right down here. Here's the Object 268. This is the tank that the Grom is based on. As you can see, it looks pretty similar. It actually has better armor. I will see you in the next battle. Welcome back. We just got into Malarankva Summer. This is technically a new map. It's Malarankva, which is actually a very snowy map. We are with tier 10, but there isn't too many of them. Tier 8 is the dominant tier here, meaning it is the most robust tier, with tier 9 being the least robust. We will camp right here, since, however, yes, we do have good frontal armor. That upper and lower glaciers are very weak. So we need to hold down and let the up this. See where the gun mountain is? Anything there we need to protect. Hello, Scorpion. How are you, bud? I am not used to an open mount. I'm used to open Malarankva, so this is new for me. We are gonna come up here to these set of bushes and let this Scorpion have this. Now you can play the Grom like a assault heavy. Stay a little behind your heavies if you are gonna play it like a heavy. Just be very careful about that upper lower plate. As you saw that, you'll Pendas very easily in the upper plate. He was not using APC or his gold rounds, but however, he still was able to pen us, since the upper and lower glaciers are not very strong. We are going to come up here and try and help this FV215B, but we are going to get spotted by the T-32. Maybe it wasn't the T-32, but instead that Earth Shaker that was right around here. Earth Shaker does have some decent spotting, and I was indeed correct on that. It was indeed the Earth Shaker that hit us and penned us for about the 400 he did. Yes, we did get penned by that good old T-57. We are gonna die here. Getting penned by that Earth Shaker really did hurt us there, since it would have allowed us to hopefully get another shell in on this M48 patent and hopefully have killed him. Not the greatest matches, but hey, that's fine. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Why is it doing that? I have no idea. Alright, I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Take care and have a good day. Bye-bye.